I actually thought about Marco Rubio in a slightly more dignified and central role than being in the cabinet, but that's another conversation.
Newt Gingrich hinting he wants Florida's Republican Senator Marco Rubio to be his running mate, but he's not the only one. Mitt Romney has Rubio on his VP shortlist, too. If Rubio gets in, Obama Schaeffer says it could happen. Let's talk about the importance of Marco Rubio. First of all, he's said he wouldn't be VP, but I don't believe that, do you?
Oh, I think he has a good chance. He certainly has the right looks, and I think Republicans are looking for someone who has some energy.
So a Rubio-Romney or Rubio, let's do it the right way. Romney, Romney, Rubio, and Gingrich-Rubio, those are the formulas that could unseat President Obama.
Well, I think in a normal election year, usually the vice presidential ticket has no effect on voter behavior. But I think in a year in which voters are so unenthused by the top of the ticket, the way they were in 2008 and now again this year, I think that they could have a significant force in terms of getting people to the polls and sort of injecting a jolt of energy into the campaign that's sorely needed.
So immigration has been a very important hot topic over the last couple of debates. Let's take a listen to, from last night's debate.
Is he still the most anti-immigrant candidate?
I think of the four of us, yes.
Go ahead, Governor.
That's simply inexcusable. That's inexcusable. And actually, Senator Marco Rubio came to my defense and said that ad was inexcusable and inflammatory and inappropriate. Mr. Speaker, I'm not anti-immigrant. My father was born in Mexico. My wife's father was born in Wales. They came to this country. The idea that I'm anti-immigrant is repulsive.
So what do you say? Who won that little interchange there?
Well, I think that Romney really actually did quite well there, and I think that he struck at a chord that most Americans, Republican or Democrat, can identify with. The fact is everybody in America is at some level an immigrant, and so I think that when Romney came to his own defense, that resonates with voters. The more important thing perhaps in Florida is that they're looking at Rubio in terms of the Hispanic vote, and he is a very attractive candidate. He's very conservative. He's sort of the darling of the Tea Party, and he happens to be Hispanic, which on the margins could have an impact on the election.
So are we, about 30 seconds or so, Sabrina, are we looking at a situation where the vice presidential candidate is more important than the actual presidential candidate?
I don't think he's more important, but I think that the thing to pay attention to is that both Gingrich and Romney have been questioned. Their conservative credentials have been questioned. Neither seem to have an intuitive grasp of free markets or limited government. And I think putting someone like Rubio on the ticket is a cue to voters, to conservative voters, that we haven't forgotten you. And I think that's why he's so significant.
All right, Sabrina Schaeffer, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.